With enough Democratic delegates to be the party's nominee for president, Kamala Harris is on a glide path to formally accept the nomination at the Democratic National Convention. All eyes are now on Chicago, where the nominating event begins August 19th.
It looks to me actually like the process is already over.
And political science professor John Mark Hansen of the University of Chicago said it is highly unlikely anyone but Harris will be the nominee.
She's already locked it up because everybody who might have been a formidable challenger to her has now endorsed her. So it's hard to see that there's anyone who would really contest it, and hard to see that anyone would really want to wade into it and just create all kinds of problems for the party.
A party brawl would be disaster for the Democrats.
History professor Alan Lichtman of American University says not unifying behind a single candidate would likely result in a loss in November.
That would create a situation where there's an open seat, since Biden is not running, and an internal party fight. Under those conditions, since 1900, the White House party has never, I repeat, never been reelected. In effect, that would recreate exactly the same conditions under which Donald Trump was elected in the first place.
The timing is very tight.
Dr. Mina Bose, the executive dean for public policy at Hofstra University, says there simply isn't enough time for Democrats to entertain another option.
Vice President Harris, I think, has having served in office, having run a presidential campaign before, is well positioned to pivot and to mount in this limited time. It's really probably the Democrat with the only Democrat with the visibility to mount a strong campaign in this time, less than 4 months before Election Day.
The ball is rolling.
Reuters White House correspondent Jeff Mason says delegates could still technically shift their support to another candidate, but nobody else is stepping up.
That doesn't mean she wouldn't probably welcome a challenger. I think that they are sensitive to looking like it's in a process of anointing rather than a process of earning people's support. And she used the term earn in her statement after President Biden stepped aside.
It is my intention to go out and earn this nomination.
There aren't challengers coming forward to go against Kamala Harris, in part because they just want to have a name, have somebody at the top. She's the natural successor to Joe Biden, and get moving and start working on that race against Donald Trump.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Now, today is a great, great day for the Democratic Party and the country. Vice President Harris will soon be our nominee and will be elected president in November. We are brimming with excitement, enthusiasm, unity. On Sunday, President Biden showed the world what a great man he is. His true patriotism, his profound sense of decency came shining through. We all know it was not an easy decision for him. But just as he has done in his entire life, President Biden's selfless decision not to seek the nomination put our country, our party, and our future first. At his core, he's just an honorable man, a family man, a man of deep faith. We love him. We truly do. I'll have more to say on President Biden later this afternoon in my floor speech. But President Biden's selfless decision has given the Democratic Party the opportunity to unite behind a new nominee, and boy, oh boy, are we enthusiastic. Since President Biden's announcement, we've seen the Democratic Party swiftly coalesce behind Vice President Kamala Harris. When I spoke with her Sunday, she said she wanted the opportunity to win the nomination on her own and to do so from the grassroots up, not top down. We deeply respected that, Hakeem and I did. She said she would work to earn the support of our party, and boy, has she done so in quick order. Vice President Harris has done a truly impressive job securing the majority of delegates needed to win the Democratic Party's nomination to be our next president of the United States. The vast majority of my senators quickly and enthusiastically endorsed her. So now that the process is played out, from the grassroots bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to. We see very clearly how nervous the Republicans are about our new nominee. Well, they ain't seen nothing yet. Last night, Vice President Harris secured a majority of delegates. Today, in Wisconsin and across America, we begin our next chapter, and it will be our best yet. Vice President Harris will beat Donald Trump and become the next president of the United States of America. Applause. Hakeem.
Thank you, Leader Schumer. Joe Biden is a patriotic American. Joe Biden is a heroic American. Joe Biden is a great American. Joe Biden will go down in American history as one of the most consequential presidents of all time. President Joe Biden has made the selfless decision to pass the torch to Vice President Kamala Harris, who is ready, willing, and able to lead us into the future. Kamala Harris and her candidacy has excited and energized the House Democratic Caucus, the Democratic Party, and the nation. Vice President Harris has earned the nomination from the grassroots up and not the top down.
You had a number of conversations with the president over the last several weeks. You went up to Delaware. That was described as a bit of an emotional meeting of sorts. I'm wondering, did you ever personally ask him not to run for re-election?
Look, what I would say is that the president has done an amazing, amazing job as president, one of the best we've ever had, and he put his country first and made the right decision. Thank you, everybody.
Are you asking to run out for re-election?
Preference on vice president?
Has that been discussed at all?